Hey learners, welcome back to my channel TechGron Learning Hub. In this today's video, we are going to discuss about NumPy. This is very important concept in the data analytics. As I told for you in this series, we are going to continue about data analytics, important libraries like Seaborn, Matplotlib, etc. In the upcoming videos, I am going to discuss about all those things also. Now let me clearly explain about NumPy in this video. This is a very crash course and you can able to cover all these simple concepts and basic concepts which are really used for data analytics. So please try to watch until end, know each and every function, each and every concept, and try it yourself and then move for the next concept. So if you follow this method, you will get more stability on all these concepts. And NumPy is a very basic and very simple concept. In this NumPy, we don't want a deeper concepts like slicing or some other things. We need only a shallow concepts like doing mathematical operations like mean, median, mode, and also performing 1D array, 2D array, what's NumPy of zeros, what's ones, what's a diagonal matrix. All these simple things we have to know. After this we will move to pandas, but not in this video, in the upcoming videos. First let us discuss about simple NumPy nodes. NumPy dimensions, we all know that what's meant by dimensions. Dimensions are nothing but one dimension, two dimension, three dimension. We would use this word regularly. Dimensions are called axes in NumPy. Number of dimensions are called rank. This is a basic notes. If you don't remember all these things also, nothing would happen. Types of NumPy array dimensions. How many types there would be? 1D array, 2D array, 3D array. If no, after 3D array, we can tell as multi-dimensional array. There is no issue. 1D array, just a simple list of numbers. In this 1D array, we could have just a simple list of numbers, not anything according to much more. So you could see an example here and the shape of this also here. And next, what's 2D array? 2D array is nothing but combination of rows and columns. The shape of this is 2 comma 3. 2 is nothing but rows, 3 is nothing but columns. And 3D array. 3D array just look like a cube or collection of 2D arrays. Means, let me give a detailed explanation for 3D array. 3D array is the collection of 2D arrays. Okay. Here you can see one 2D array and over here another 2D array, and combination of this entire thing we can tell as 3D array. This is the basic 3D array. So how to check the dimensions? We can check the dimensions using array ndim. Means ndim is nothing but checking the number of dimensions. In this I'll explain clearly in the further part of this video. So next, shape. Shape is nothing but here we declared, right, 2 comma 2 comma 2. That's a shape. Means two rows, two numbers, two columns, like that we may describe that. So let's quick summary of this concept. 1D means one line, 2D means a table, 3D means cube or stack of the tables. Yeah, now we are seeing custom array, how to print 1D array and 2D arrays. See, over here I have imported this NumPy. Let me tell you one thing. Before writing any NumPy arrays, we have to import the NumPy first. That should be installed with the command pip install NumPy. Okay, this we have to run in our command prompt. After that we can dive into the Jupyter notebook. After that we can solve anything. Not only in Jupyter notebook, we can run in the PyCharm, we can run in the ideally anywhere we can with this one command pip install NumPy. Okay. So next, what's the why here I written NP? You may get doubt. Here we are doing aliasing, right? Import NumPy as NP. We are using a word NP here, so that we are writing np dot array. This is a basic syntax. This is a variable. Okay, and we are writing 2 comma 3 here as 2 rows and 3 columns, like that. I mean, like, these are variables, not 2 rows and 3 columns. We can see here just a line with 2 comma 3, like this it would work. And over here we could tell this is a 2D array. Here brackets are very important. The brackets you give tells the dimensions. Okay, so now the output of this would be this. Okay, so now this is random array. Now I'm not going to discuss this. Everything I will cover in this cell. In this we have number of functions like array creation, dimensions, shape and size, etc. Now let us discuss each step by step. So what you have to do, after I am explaining an array creation, you go to your Colab book or Jupyter notebook or PyCharm or ideally and sit over there, practice that one or twice until you get the syntax and the conditions what we are using here, and then come back to here and again see the next video. You should uh, if you follow this process, you will get NumPy only in this single video. No need to go for further videos. np.array. What's first for array creation? We have to use this word np.array. As I already discussed it with you, np is nothing but an aliasing word. Okay, here np is an aliasing word and array is a syntax. If we use this specific line or condition, this creates an array in the form of list or tuple. You don't remember those list or tuple, just that specific function creates an array. That should be in your mind. So if I give a is equals to np dot array, in this I used only a single square bracket. You can observe over here only a single square bracket. If you give in the parenthesis, that creates a single dimension array. You can see output of this in a hash in a comment. Okay, now in B what we are going to print, two dimensional array. So np.array, and here in this space of array, if I give arr, it doesn't work. Okay, you can see we are getting a error here. Why this error is getting? Arr is not a variable, it's a syntax, guys. So we cannot use arr in the space of array. You have to remember this thing. Okay, and here we can observe the bracket. This is a single dimensional array and this is a single dimensional array. These both single dimensional arrays are enclosed in another bracket. So we could tell this as a multi-dimensional array. So please remember all these brackets and commas where we are using, and now go to your IDLE or go to your compiler and please execute this specific array creation and come back to this video and follow for next concepts. Yeah, hope you have practiced that or you have noted somewhere. Now let us look into the dimensions. If we have created this array as a single dimensional array, we created this array as two dimensional array, we know that. But if we want to show somebody only the dimensions, yeah, we have a function for that. That is ndim. Ndim means nothing but n dimensional. It defines, ndim gives a number of dimensions of an array. For this, what is a simple syntax for this? Here we have to give variable dot ndim. What's variable in this case? A is the variable and in this case B is the variable. So we use it A dot ndim and B dot ndim. That's about n dimensions. So Go to your compiler, compile that and check with the different use cases and come back to this video. Hope you have completed the dimensions. Now let us understand the shape and size. First, let us see the definitions. First, what shape shows? Shape is nothing but how many rows and how many columns that the specific array has. Okay, if we can have 4 by 2 matrix, 2 by 4 matrix, all those things would be right. That is known as shape. And what's meant by size? Size is nothing but total number of elements is nothing but size. So if we see the B matrix means B array, here we can see the output. Here how many rows it contains? 2 rows it contains. How many columns it contains? 3 columns it contains. So what would be the shape of this specific array? 2 by 3. So we have 2 comma 3 as our output. And what would be the size? Means how many elements present in this matrix? 6 elements are present in the matrix, right? So we have 6 over here. That's it about shape and size. Not mandatory, but you have to know this basic. Go and practice and come back soon. So now what's the data type? Data type shows D type means just at what's the array elements contain. That's it. What array A array contains? A array contains int 32 or int 64. This is according to your computer. Let us see the actual output over here. See here int 32. My computer is about 32-bit capacity, so it have int 32. If anybody has larger gauge of capacity, you would have int 64. Anything is alright in that case. So next, let us see about changing in the data type. If we have a specific data type like int, how to change into float? This is very useful because we have to perform this NumPy changing in data type for a float value to integer conversion or for integer value to floating value conversion in our data analytics. So this is very important. Just remember as type over here. First we have to declare variable name means already we have stored in a, right? So I am giving a dot as type. This is the syntax over here, and in the bracket we have to pass float. Okay, then this specific thing would be converted into the float. That's about the changing the data type. Next, zeros and ones. This is a very simple concept. What's the definition? Definition is zeros and ones create array filled with 0 or 1. What's this line specifically mean is if we create an array with the help of zeros function, the entire matrix would contain 0. If we create an array with ones function, the entire matrix would contain 1. That's a simple definition over here. See here we have to use np dot zeros. This is the function over here. Here you have to remember two things. Where we have to use variable name following dot and where we have to use np following dot. Variable name is used when we have to know about something. Means like shape or size or data type or something else, we have to know about that. And np is used somewhere we have to create a new thing. Okay, means zeros we have to create like a new thing, so we are using np. Here we have to know about this shape, so we are using variable with following dot. Hope you understand here. Here we have created a matrix with the an array with the help of zeros. So everything in the 2 comma 3 Here we use two brackets. You can observe here we use two brackets so that it is a two dimension. Okay. So next, ones. Here in the place of 0 we have to keep ones, then the matrix would be like this. Here 3 comma 1, 3 comma 2, so that 3 rows and 2 columns. Here 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay. So go fast and type zeros and ones and come back over here. Next, arrange. Arrange also is very important because we have to sort something or we have to give some values in the data analytics. It's very important, right? So let us see the definition. Arrange has three values. First one is start, stop, step, as we follow in the for loops. Okay. For example, we are starting from 0 and we are ending by 12 and the step value is 2. Then, like a for loop, it goes 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Hope you people understand. If you not understand, please go back for 10 seconds and again remind the same thing. You will easily get my point. So now try arrange and come back. So next one is line space. Line space also have same things in that, but instead of step we have number. Means in the line space start, stop and num. Num is nothing but the difference. For we have to start from 0 and we have to end till 1, and this should be continue with these 5 spaces, right? So we are here, space means not about the length. Means now we print 0, next we have to print 0 0.5, 0 0.10, not like that. That's the space between the memory. Okay. So 0 0 point and 0 0.25, 0 0.5, 0 0.75, next comes R1. Okay. Now let us see about identity. Go on, try line space and come fastly. Now we are going to see the identity. Okay. Now what's the definition of identity? Identity, we have to use the function like EYE. Okay. I of n. Means if I of 3, we all know identity matrix, right? Identity matrix means in the diagonals it would contain 1. That is meant by identity matrix. Okay, if we give 3, then the rows and columns would contain 3. We cannot give 2 comma 3 because in 2 comma 3 there would form a rectangular matrix. Over there we cannot see any diagonal, perfect diagonal. Only in square we can see the perfect diagonal. So we are giving here EYE. This is also not much important. Okay, now let us see the random arrays. Random arrays also play a crucial role in the data analytics because when we have to generate a random set of data, then it would be very useful for you. So in this random, we have two types or we have three types maybe. So just if we give first let me discuss about random. Later let me go into rand. What's the syntax first? NP dot random dot rand, and here we have to specify the 2 comma 2 or 2 comma 3 like the size. Okay. So it would give anything in a random way like 0 0.7, 0 0.2, 0 0.5, 0 0.8, 0 0.9, something in a random way. Okay. So next, random rand n. Rand n means it would give negative values also. Okay. So what's next means rand int. Rand int means it doesn't give any floating type of values. It gives only random integer values like 1, 2, 4, 6, 10, 11, etc. Okay. Go and try random array and come back here. Now reshape. Reshape is nothing but changing the shape. This is not so important, so let us discuss about definition and let us go to the flatten. Reshape changes array shape without changing the data. Means data wouldn't be changed over there. Only the array would be changed. That's known as reshape. Okay? Means we are writing arrange of 12 here, right? This arrange of 12 should be reshaped in 3 comma 4. That's the specific thing here. Hope you got my point. If you not, please go back and here again. You pakka you can understand. Or else no problem if you doesn't understand also. This topic is not so important. So what's meant by flatten next? Flatten covers multi-dimension array to 1D array. Means if we have a bunch, for example, if we have 3 into 4 matrix, 4 into 3 matrix, here we also have example like reshaped. Here we have reshaped as our variable, right? This reshaped is not a syntax, this is a variable over here. This reshaped dot flatten means here we written this in 3 into 4 matrix, right? 3 by 4 matrix. Here we are doing into a single line like 0 1 2 3 so on till 11. That's about flatten. Transpose. Transpose is nothing but changing rows into columns, columns into rows. This is also not so important. Let us go to another thing. Concatenate. Concatenate is nothing but joining two strings. Okay, concatenate here. This is a. Normally we have discussed in this is a variable. Okay, np dot concatenate a comma 4 comma 5 means here already we have three variables, I mean three numbers in the array 1 comma 2 comma 3. Here we have concatenated 4 comma 5, so the complete matrix would be 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. That is concatenate. Stack. In this stack, we have two types of stack. One is V stack and another is H stack. V stack is nothing but it stacks vertically. H stack stacks horizontally. That's it. We have two here and V stack, right? NP dot V stack A comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 means first it would store A, next it would stack 4, 5 and 6. So what's H stack? H is nothing but the horizontal. We are having in A 1, 2, 3. Next we have to add 4. It would add next to that. That's it about the H stack. So go now, do all the things which we have discussed till now. Come back and let us read the split again. Split is nothing but it divides an array into two equal parts. Okay. And next the thing is copy versus view. What's meant by copy? Copy makes independent, view shares memory. Means if we have a copy of A, see here what's the major difference between copy and view is if we have a array with 1 2 and 3 in the copy, so now I have to change the index of 1 as not index of 1, index of 0 would be one number. If I change that into 200 number, if I print the original string now, it would be as it is like 1 2 3. Whereas view, if I change the view array, it would change in the original array itself. You could understand, I guess. For example, in your school or in your college, you have an attendance sheet and same would be entered in your computer. Let us take the scenario of copy. If you are absent today, I'll put absent in the attendance. In the computer, it remains as present. Let's take the view scenario now. If I mark absent in the attendance sheet or paper, automatically it updates in the computer also. That is difference between copy and view. Hope you understand with this example. If not, please pin me in the comment section. Please notify me in the comment section. I'll definitely answer your questions. So next, math functions. Math functions are really very important. Like we have sum, max, min, mean, everything over here. Let me take this as my array, np dot array. So let me do the sum of all these things, like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 is equals to 21. So now what's the maximum? B dot max, what's the maximum number? We know that is 6. And what's the minimum number? That is 1. And mean of that 3.5. And standard is 1.707. Means standard deviation of all those things. We need these math functions really very hardly. Okay, you have to know all the math functions. Please check it out, all these things again and again, and all these are very basic and simple. Okay, and axis wise is not so simple, it's very simple and not so important. Let me tell, if we give axis is equals to 0, it prints in the column wise. If axis is equals to 1, it prints in the row wise. That's the thing. For example, we have axis is equals to 0, then it would print like this. If we have axis is equals to 1, then 1 4 2 5, like this it would be printed. Okay, now here b dot sum axis equals to 0, then 1 plus 4 equals to 5, 2 plus 5 equals to 7, 3 plus 6 is equals to 9, like that it would be do. So then axis equals to 1, then what it happened means 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. 4 plus 5 plus 6 is 15. In that manner, it would be done between axis 1 and axis 0. Hope you understand. Next, element wise. Element wise function works on each element. For example, square root. Square root is an element wise function. So if I do square root of a, it doesn't make an average of all these things and doesn't do. It does square root of 1, square root of 2 and square root of 3 separately. Okay. And exp is nothing but exponential. Exponential of a means example e power 200, e power 2, e power 3, like that. Next, log of a, log of 1, log of 2, log of 3. And sine array means sine, we know sine theta, cos theta, all those things, right? Sine of 1, sine of 2, sine of 3, like this it would be. And next, comparison and where. All these are not very important, but let us discuss. Definition is comparison return true or false, where choose the values based on the condition. Means it defines just the thing or statement which we are giving is true or false. For example, if a greater than 1, this is the statement. So now we have 202 and 3 in the A. We have these three things in the A array. So 200 is greater than 1. That is true. 2 is greater than 1. Again true. 3 is greater than 1. Again true. So it would return true, true and true. So what's the next thing is where, like it what it returns means it chooses based on the condition. Okay, here what we have taken, if a is greater than 1, keep, or else return 0. That's the definition of this specific condition. Okay, and next, unique, it returns sorted unique elements. Okay, np dot unique means it will return all these things. If we have all these things means it gives only sorted order and it avoids the repetition numbers. Okay, what's meant by sort? It arranges from ascending order to descending order. means 3 1 2. It gives in the form of ascending order, small number to biggest number. Next, arg max and arg min, argument max, argument min, means for example, if we not give this arg, just we give max, it would return the number, right? In 1 2 and 3, what's the maximum number? That is 3. It would give return 3. So it doesn't give like 3 here, it gives the index of that specific number. You could get doubt why we have 0. Now this current a is contained 200, 2 and 3, right? So which is the largest over here? 200. 200 is in the index of 0, so it returns 0. And the next minimum number is 2, so it is returning the index of 1. So argument max, arg max returns index, only max returns the number. Okay. Dot and multiply. Dot is a scalar product, and mat multiplication is matrix multiplication. For example, if we give dot over here, it gives 11 as the answer. Yeah, guys, that's about all the definitions. We have all the answers over here, but we seen all the answers in the hashtag, means a comment itself. So no need to check all this again. So here we could see all these things which we are discussing in the earlier, like NumPy for data analytics cheat sheet. Means this cheat sheet is very useful. Let me explain each and everything. Like we have discussed everything before itself, now just it's a recall. np.array, this creates array from list or tuples. We have discussed it. This is used when we have to convert the raw data into CSV. We use np numpy array for analysis. Okay. np.arrange, where we use this is to generate index numbers or time points. And line space, this brings for the histograms or stimulate continuous values. np1s or zeros, this it creates a placeholder, right, where it is used, means in the empty data structures before adding real data, this would be used. Basic array information like shape, size, endim, data type, we need to use all these things to check dimensions before processing or merging. And indexing and slicing, this is not so important, but also let us see. If 1 is to 5, the array would be sliced from index 1 to index 5. ARR of is 2 to 1 means from 1 to 0. Okay, it doesn't get anything. Like this, the indexing and slicing would be worked. It is used for row selection, like specific column selections, or to get subsets from the specific conditions. In this time, we can use indexing or slicing. Reshaping and flattening, it is used to convert a data table for a data into table format, or prepare a machine learning models. Like if you have 2D things, we have to convert into machine learning models, then we have to convert into 1D single dimension, so we will use flatten over there. Like this reshape and flatten would be worked. Mathematical and statistical functions, we have discussed it, like sum, mean, median, STD, standard deviation, variance, min, max, and percentage, quantile, all these things are very advanced, so I didn't discuss these two. Apart from this, everything I discussed it. This, what this do, it summarizes the data and understand the spread and central tendencies, where for example, if we give sales, average of that sales, or medians of that sales, or average of salary, max of salary, like that, it summarizes the data. Next, anti-clockwise calculation, np.sum, and this we already discussed it. And element-wise operations, we already discussed this also. np.square root, np.log, np.exponential, np.abstract. Like this is used for transforming data from log form to skew income and normalizes the data. And sorting and unique. This we did, I think we have discussed this. Np dot sort, np dot unique, np dot argument sort. All these things are used to duplicate values or sort the revenue or rank the customers from larger to smaller, from smaller to larger, anything else. Conditional and where. This is used to create new flags or columns like that. For example, if the specific person's credit is greater than 5, credit score is greater than 5, then he is a good performer. Like that, we can use the conditions also. Joining and splitting arrays. Joining and splitting arrays means np dot concatenate, np dot p stack, np dot h stack, np dot split. All these are used for splitting. Concatenate is using for joining. Copy and view. We have detailedly discuss about this with a clear-cut real-time example. And when to use the NumPy in data analytics for pre-processing large data sets, quickly we'll use that, and fast numeric calculations and preparing data for machine learning models. For these three things we will use. What's the extra tip? We have to combine NumPy with pandas for powerful data analytics. Pandas uses NumPy internally for the speed. So yeah guys, in the upcoming videos we'll discuss about pandas and how to use pandas and NumPy both at a time also we're going to discuss. So please consider subscribe and please like this video so YouTube would recommend for so many members, people like you. So please support me. If you want still more changes in my teaching, please leave in the comment section. I will take your suggestions and I'll improve my teaching. Okay, that's it. See you in the video soon. Bye bye.